I'm Bob Schrupp, physical therapist.
Oh, I thought you were going to throw it into me.
Oh.
Well, normally with a cane, I do this Fred Astaire thing like that.
Oh, isn't that fancy?
I don't know.
Again, hi, I'm Bob Schrupp, physical therapist.
Brad Heine, physical therapist.
Together we are the most famous physical therapists on the internet.
Well, in our opinion, of course.
Brad, we're going to talk about quad canes, HurryCanes, and Hugo canes. And maybe Nancy could put the spelling of those all down there. Quad, Hurry, and Hugo.
So what are we talking about? Quad, Hurries, Hugos?
We're talking about canes that basically are going to have a little bit of a base of support on them.
Sure, you bet.
And quad means 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And with all three of these canes, I apologize, we don't have two of them here.
Right.
But the HurryCane has been the one that's been having a lot of commercials on it.
Yeah.
Or it's got a very small base.
Yeah.
So one of the advantages of the quad cane, Brad, probably one of the main advantages is when you set it down and you can let it go, and it's not going to tip over very easy.
Right.
And
big advantage for a lot of people that cannot bend over to pick their cane up.
Because I can tell you, I can guarantee I've seen canes fall over 1,000,000 times. I mean, if someone comes into the clinic, boom.
Yeah.
It's just, they don't
stay up. And I'm telling you, at church, it's embarrassing for those people.
That's right. It makes a big noise, and everybody's staring at Ethel for the next 10 minutes. So anyway, one of the problems now, let's jump right to the HurryCane. It does work real well on a linoleum floor or a tile floor, but what I read in the reviews, on a carpeted floor, especially a thicker carpet, that little base does not hold it and it falls over.
Right. So the HurryCane is a much smaller base than this.
Right.
But it still kind of does it, but like you say, it's not as stable.
Yeah, and it's got a swivel base.
Yeah.
So it hit and then it swivels over. These do not swivel. The Hugo, which is, by the way, thank you to one of our members of our audience who mentioned this to me, and I looked it up. It's actually, you can buy a Hugo cane. It's got a little larger base than the HurryCane, not as big as this.
Right.
So I think it does stay up on carpet. The other thing is you can buy an attachment for your regular cane that just goes right on.
So you can make a single point cane into a Hugo.
Yeah, a single tip cane can become a Hugo cane.
And the Hugo will stand up by itself.
Yep.
Okay,
yep.
Great. So we got 3 options.
So what else do you like about these canes, Fred?
Well, the nice thing about these canes is with my patients, and I'm your patient, Sam, too, the single point cane, they say it's a little wobbly, but this gives them that base of support, a little more steady. Right. And these are people who are a little wobbly to begin with.
Right.
A walker's too much.
Yeah.
Single cane's not enough, and they like this. And that's the second thing.
I would say the other thing is, though, that these are not good for someone who walks fast. If you got a cane and you got a pretty good gait speed, now try to stay with me, Nancy. But I'm going like this. You see how if I'm trying to walk fast, my mom uses one of these, and she's a very deliberate walker. She goes like this, and this works real well for that. But if you're a fast walker, it's not going to work.
Right.
Brad, do you want to talk about how to adjust one of these?
Sure. Just like if you look on our videos on how to adjust a walker, you'll have the person stand up with good posture, let their arms hang at their side, relax, and this crease right there.
Why don't you face this way?
Oh, good idea. The crease right here should line up here. So, in other words, are you right in here? If you're here, that would be too high. I need to adjust it down till this handle lined up right there. And it's, you don't have to be exact. It doesn't have to be within our quarter of an inch.
You want to stand up real tall, good posture while you're doing it. Bring your hands a little bit forward and wherever it's going to hit on the wrist.
I thought I said that already.
I'm just repeating.
Okay.
You want us to go ahead and tell how the base should be, Brad?
Yeah. This will go from the front. If you look at the base, the 4 points here, and the shaft coming down is always offset. The center would be about here, but it's always offset, and that's done for a reason, and that gives your foot a little more clearance to swing through so your toe doesn't bump into one of the feet on the cane.
Show how it is if you're swinging around, Brad.
Yeah, and if you do it this way, you can see much more likely to have a trip hazard as opposed to this way. So when you adjust it, the neat thing about quad canes is you can adjust them for the height. So I'm going to get this one is too high. I'm going to bring it down a couple notches there. Now if it was going to be in this hand, boy, and I wanted to do it, I could actually just turn it around like that. But some people do not like to have this go to the back side. Normally it goes to the front. You can do it either way, I think, but what you can do is You just push in the buttons and you rotate it and
spin all the way around.
spin it right around.
Double button system.
Yep. Yep. This one has a button on both sides.
Right.
This one does not.
That one does not, but it still has two buttons.
Right. You can still rotate it. I'm not going to do it, but you can rotate this over and it'll click. You'll see it come through. So that's kind of a neat thing about quad canes. I like quad canes, Bob. They're kind of fun.
Yep, they're a good stable unit. The tips, by the way, do wear out. I just got some tips from my mom.
Yep, they will wear out.
I mean, you don't think they will wear out.
You pretty much should replace all 4 at once.
Yes, and that's exactly what my mom said. Well, you just going to send me a tip? I go, Mom, I'm going to send you 4 because they're all going to wear out.
Because if you just replace one, then all of a sudden they'll start going like this. It won't be flat because they're not even and so on and so forth.
Which brings me to my point, by the way, if you do have parents that you're concerned about and you want to know what to do with them as they get older, you're going to want to subscribe to us. In addition to yourself, as you get 40 and over, our channel is geared towards those people who want to stay healthy, fit, pain-free.
Right.
We're going to go over the things that might befall you.
Befall? Nice, Bob. I like
that's
that.
a word, isn't it?
Yep.
All right.
We can Google it.
Yeah, good luck to you.